Well, how's it going, Kingsman? Welcome back to another NTW3 battle. Today, we have a 4v4. This one is posted in the Lords. Just the replays look like it was more of a pub match, maybe. There's some good players on both sides, though, so... and the end results were quite nice. Honestly, when I looked at them, I was like, I gotta do that replay. I gotta see this for myself. So, as always, my first time reaction is with you guys to this battle. But we can look at the factions here. So on the French side, as these are the ones that we are not seeing, we have a 10-point France, Österreich, the 1809. You have an 1814, 8 France, an 1799, 9-point France, Italy, and an 1809, 10-point France, España. Now on the other side, 9-point Österreich, Italian, the 1799, which you can see right here on the far left flank. You have a 9-point Russia, the 1807. Looks like it has some cavalry guard, some nice heavy cav. I do believe Austria is bringing. Well, I saw some hussars. They have artillery. Not a lot of cavalry necessarily, but some good infantry. And then you have right next to them another 9-point France or 9-point Russia, and then the UK, 10-point 1809 UK, España, Portugal mix up. Now, there are two French armies in front of us. Obviously, there are two coalition armies facing them. The terrain has an interesting points, guys. Look at this nice little command post almost. It commands the area. You could be an officer and park yourself up here and look out and see most of the battle. Obviously, there's a town. No one's really taken too much to it yet. And more hills over here with this other French army. Obviously, there are two French armies over here. Be curious what they do with this river. Considering also that most of the coalition is going to the left. Now, the British are pushing maybe more central. So maybe they'll be the ones to hold off the flank. Like I said, the river may be a good place to fight. Using the buildings, the trees to force back any French push. France, obviously, right now is just scouting. I did see some horse artillery. You can see starting to force them back. That's a beautiful thing about that horse artillery. That's exactly what it's meant for. Got a couple kills on some French dragoons. Looks like there's also some chasseurs cheval. And the Russians advance. We've had a lot of Russian Napoleon Total War battles recently. Kind of like it. Russia's one of those armies that usually... You know, I feel like they didn't get to see as much action as their counterparts, like the Austrians, the British, the Prussians. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like they didn't fight as much. Just due to them not being as close. Now, I know they did march out to help. Let's see. So, yeah, the cavalry guard going straight forward. The general even, Bagration, pushing up, even though the French are almost on their flank through the town. And that's going to be something they're going to have to watch out for. That's kind of a concerning flank. The French can take shelter in behind these buildings and then push out when they want to. A lot of cavalry. Horse artillery. 3-gun horse artillery. That looks just absolutely rough to be going up against. Obviously, they got taken by Russia. It does look like France is somewhat across the river. And that's why the British are kind of pushing up, scouting as they can, and they're pushing up the rest of their army. Wait, is that all of their army? No way. Where's their army? It's a 10-pointer. Holy cow, they brought a lot of light infantry. Alright, I'm interested to see what they do with this army. Oh wait, there's a couple more units over here. Okay, so it's not all, but they do have a lot of cavalry, light infantry, like skirmishers. I'm very interested to see what they do with this army. Actually, look here. They brought 13 to 15 for the units. Like that, 1,315 men. And it looks like the biggest army actually is one of the 9-point Russias with 2,385 men. This other this other Austria is only 1,414 for the men. And then the other Russia is 1,870. Versus the French, it looks like, you know, 2284, 1588, 1397, and 1894. So, I mean, they definitely, I think the French have more troops on the field than the coalition. That will probably be a big part of what plays into this. Looks like France actually advancing out of the town. Well, for a second he was. Now he's like, I'm getting back behind these buildings. That's stupid. Go against a bunch of skirmishers, maybe.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Either way, this Russia seems to have chosen their choice of a target to focus on next. Of course, you have artillery firing in the back. Ooh, some howitzers. So there's definitely some play going on. You see some cavalry pushing the back lines. What a beautiful cinematic looking. Like, it's winter looking. It's kind of bitter cold out. You see troops fighting in the back. We are seeing more of a French advance here on this other flank. Oh, look at this. Look at these Voltigeurs, I believe. Ooh, are these like Chiliers and all that? Even some heavier cavalry. This looks like a little bit of a guard build. It's maybe the 8-point France. But I will not pretend that I know too much about the builds. I've never been really good at builds. Recognizing what army's which. It's not my cup of tea. Alright, we definitely have the French pushing around on the flank. As Russia's trying to get around, getting some angles of attack on them. And the first contact being made, obviously, France has a very good position to put their reserves so they won't get shot at. They have some nice shelter from some of the trees. And if we look at the overview here, it does look like Russia is focusing the town. Over on this side, the UK are setting up a ton of skirms that actually could soak up a lot of damage and do quite well. We have more of this other Russia. He's kind of changed courses. Looks like he's actually going straight into maybe the flank or into this. Oh, hold that thought. So we had a cavalry charge. That looks like they formed square, and then he thought that they were retreating, so he pulled them back. Looks like France is actually going to go for a general engagement. He has some grenadiers here. And a counter charge by the guard. And a bayonet charge. Alright, so we're starting to get some melee here on the flank. But nothing else happening, or let's make sure nothing else is happening on the other flanks. I mean, France is very close here. I'm surprised the heavy cav is staying there. Over on this side, France pushing up a lot more aggressively towards the British. The British are trying... Ooh. The British actually charging in with some of their Dragoon guards, driving back some Chasseurs Cheval. Let's check on how that melee was going. Actually looks like France is countercharging. Bagration in the front lines. Look at this guy. They do repel that French countercharge. But there's more and more French troops pushing their flank. This actually looks like a tough position for Russia to be in right now. He doesn't have the cavalry, but still. Ooh, we have more cav pushing up here. Austria may actually be going on the offensive. And we may actually have a counter cav charge. Maybe some lancers getting a flank on some dragoons. Russia seems to actually be taking this fight quite well. This one unit has been holding quite well quite some time. Austria pushing up on the France here on the flank. We'll get into that engagement a little bit closer as it gets in more close. We have cavalry going in for some skirms. And France charging in the center with some bayonets against light infantry. The heavy cav from the British is definitely going to be needed. As the UK are actually going to need that little bit of Russian support. Yeah, France is hitting the British pretty hard. But France is actually falling back just because the horse from this UK is quite deadly to deal with. It looks like over here, both sides have kind of pulled off a little bit. We actually have a little bit more melee. It looks like France is getting charged once more by the heavy cav. I'm sorry guys, I'm missing stuff here and there because it's all happening at once. Russia going for a melee charge. France still has a nice flank on them though. Austria just falling back. You know, they want to isolate themselves too much. Did France go for another melee? Over here, it looks like, oh my gosh, Russia is just going full sending the melee. Some deadly close volleys. Russia forming up. That's why the British kind of in a safe spot here. Oh man, their skirms getting charged again. Another reinforcing French army. Oh my gosh. So another army's pushing up here. The coalition are going to actually be hard pressed here in a minute. Over on this side, Russia's getting charged still. Looks like by cavalry mostly. Russia's starting to pull back here. I think, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of, I don't know, I'm seeing a mixture of troops breaking. No one seems to have gotten the upper hand in this fight yet. I mean, cavalry still seems to be wreaking havoc. I see a lot of Russians breaking. Actually, a lot more Russians seem to be breaking than French at this moment. Over on this side, both sides are still kind of throwing it together. Got some more musketeers desperately trying to break through here. More Russian reserves now being thrown forward. I guess Russia's committing to this fight. I mean, France is pretty weak here, guys. The reinforcing army is pushing up. The UK doing what they can to kind of hold off there. This melee seems to actually be calming down a little bit. Keep in mind, Austria has not really been engaged yet. Oh, we have a artillery about to get charged. Some poor Prussian guns. Oh, they almost fired. They almost fired. Over here, Russia is still getting charged here. France just, both sides are kind of taking some heavy losses in this melee so far. I'm wondering if Russia's going to try something here. Does look like we have a bit of a push. I mean, you can see the French troops are very, very depleted. Artillery, though, doing some killer shots against the Russia. Where's that reinforcing French army? Is it right here? Yep, there's the Bavarians. France is actually getting kind of shot up here just by all these skirms. Looks like over here, Russia is retreating. They've taken actually heavy losses, unfortunately. And even though Austria looks like they're just now starting to get engaged, maybe down to them, although there's a lot of Russians actually in this Austrian army. Maybe up to them to actually make a winning play here. Russia's have to fall back. They'll have to try to defend that flank. We'll see if Russia makes a plan of... this hill's been quite bloody. Looks like they've had a lot of melee. Going in again. And actually the Russian melee keeps working, guys. They are still pushing forward. Now there's French Cav trying to help out. Still though, ooh, we got a nice gap in the line. Some French infantry about to get charged, and actually a big clash between the Dragoon Guards and Dragoons of France here. Looks like a countercharge of the cavalry from France to stop Russia from pushing in too hard. It looks like Russia's starting to win this fight, guys. They are starting to make the win. I mean, they kind of need that to happen because over here it's not looking so good for this coalition. I mean, they're still intact, but they've taken heavy losses. At least France has. Austria is still holding, though, but France has 2 line units, 2 cavalry, although the heavy cav, that's very, very, very good to still have that cav. It was like saving Carabiniers. Man, Russia just has the weight to throw at the French. You have cavalry go around the flank. What are these Udani going? Oh, they're gonna fall back so they don't get volleyed. France has a nice angle here of attack on the Russians, though. Still got some of that cavalry. It's being very threatening. It's being very close. And it's going to go in here. Now you are seeing, though, these flanking units are just firing into this Cavaliers and just knocking them back. Some vicious volleys being thrown at them. Over here, the UK still holding strong, actually. I mean, they have a lot of skirmishers. They can stand in a line fight for quite some time without taking heavy losses. France get charged again. Russia just won't give up on the melee. More and more Russians charging in as well. Oh, what's Austria doing? They're getting flanked. Well, Austria should not be doing this. I think they should... What? No, form a square. Form a square. Oh, no. Alright, they did form a square, thankfully. So they're going for a very interesting play here, ignoring the flank. I mean, Russia's actually breaking this French army here. Austria kind of pushing in, but still, I don't know. I don't know about this. I mean, we have cavalry with infantry supporting.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest awhile.
France is actually getting broken here. Heavy cavalry just absolutely shredding up this French force. Over here, you can see France is just getting pummeled by a lot of cavalry here. Like the heavy cav has just been doing an amazing job here. France actually being forced back across the river here. where they'll have to try to make another stand, although it looks like France is actually getting kind of hurt. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think the two units, Grenadiers pushing out with the Hussar, would actually work against this French infantry. But it did. And that works out well for the coalition. Another win. The last remainder of the French. Even Bagration is in. What? Is that him right there? What is he doing? He can't keep getting away with it. General staff being in.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, look, it's Sharpie. Seriously, someone should mod this commander, this officer, so he has yellow hair. That's all you need. That shot. Is that artillery up on the hill? It is. Oh, what a position. And it just... Man, that was brutal. That was brutal. Does look like Russia, despite having won at first, has to face another reinforcing contingent of French troops. And so, unfortunately, they're going to have to start falling back again. We have a victorious coalition over a large portion of Te. Oh my gosh.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
Oh, they sniped a general. There he is. I'm assuming that's him right there. Down dead. And this cavalry, I mean, the coalition cav performed very well in this battle. Like, I've seen a lot of really good coalition plays. But they're about to break. They're going to break. Austria hasn't done much this battle, besides kind of distract an army. I don't know what points we're facing him, but I mean, the easy thing for the French is to find their 8-pointer, maybe a low point, and just stick them next to the Austria and just wait. Either way, we do have that artillery way up on the hill. It is just going to start harassing this line, and this looks like some really good artillery. They're probably going to be firing fast. And they got some nice angles of attack on the coalition. Coalition aren't going to want to stand. Man, look at this. It's all lined up. It's all lined up for the coalition. Or for the French. Just shoot down this line. French have reformed their lines. Hopefully they're resting up their troops. Austria is still a back and forth kind of a game. Okay, we're going for the bayonet. They probably will take that. That's one down. Cavalry's engaging. And this may be the end of this Russia, unfortunately. I think they have finally lost after taking some heavy losses, but also doing some real damage there. It will be up to this coalition. Things to start considering. I mean, there's 24 minutes remaining in this replay, guys, so there is definitely time to consider LOCs. Right now, maybe that time both sides are kind of spent. Obviously, this Austria still has yet to make a play. But he's pushing up towards this one-pointer. But it looks like the coalition need to make some plays if they want to take the LOCs and win by points. Right now, the French control the high points on the field. Even this two-pointer is controlled by them. So the coalition have to make a choice as to what they're going to do. Looks like the Green Rascals are coming up. They're going to push up maybe towards this artillery piece. They can take out that two-pointer. That is one more LOC in their favor. You see France trying to harass the advancing coalition. The coalition obviously going for the town, maybe a town fight. I mean, they have some troops that are fresh and active, a couple that are winded. And now the Austria is the one who may get forced into a corner here. Oh yeah, look at this position. It's defended by some light infantry. But this artillery actually, I mean, not a bad decision to try to defend it. It can start really harassing, especially the Russia who's advancing. I'm assuming that's what they're gunning for. But the tree fight is gonna, the tree line's gonna be fought over. Both are gonna take some shelter within it. Only 3 units from the UK kind of fighting. Everybody else is kind of circling around. Maybe they're gonna try slamming into the flank. But after so much heat in a battle, things seem to have kind of calmed down quite a bit here. So you can see. Vein openers and the Howard's Greens doing some good fighting here. Oh, hold that thought. I think we have some cavalry. What? A French cav charging some French that are, or not French, sorry, Russian cavalry trying to charge in as France is trying to go in for the flank, trying to surround the coalition. Trying to regain a little bit of this initiative. You see the UK are definitely going to get their troops out of there, start pulling them back towards their main force. Like this Austria could have been a little more aggressive and even going in with their ally. Oh, they're already shot up. at least they got some skirmishers, you know. Oh, someone's fighting by an LLC or something. Oh my goodness, the artillery just got wiped out. Unfortunately, these guys are gonna die to some stakes unless he like pushes them through the other way. But there's one 2-pointer now the coalition has, so you know things looking a little bit brighter for them. Looks like France may actually be pushing out here. I probably would have committed to a melee. To be totally honest here. Pushing out some troops. But maybe that would have been disastrous, you know? Potentially could have been really disastrous. Not mistaken though, I do believe the UK basically brought a light infantry build of skirms, light infantry. That's why it's such a small army. They're very expensive units, but it seems to have worked out quite well for you know, for him. If he gets almost the same amount of kills as he has men, each man will get a kill or a couple. You know, some people got several kills. Here we go. We got a melee here on the flank. Looks like some Swiss pushing up. Grenadiers that going through the forest, that's going to slow down quite a bit. Russia going for the flank, but Polish infantry pushing in for them as well. Oh my gosh, he stomped him and stabbed him, dude. That's some brutal stuff right there. Supporting Russians charging in though, so I think the coalition can hold this. Looks like France is definitely going for that melee as this is all they have left. I think it's Vistula Legion. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's Vistula Legion. Saying some very good Polish infantry. The Swiss pushing out as well. My favorite Swiss uniforms, guys. By far. Does look like the coalition is starting to lose this fight here. He's pulling out, but France is winning with cavalry and infantry, so France may actually be taking it back. Now, on this far side, Austria's got so many troops left. They could definitely still take this. But they've kind of, you know, unfortunately hung out on the side the whole game. If they can secure the LLC, I guess that will be something, you know? An LLC has been taken. Wow. France on the counter-offensive here, pushing on all sides. Look at that.
Are you
And more skirms start getting killed here, unfortunately. Things are not looking too good here for the coalition now. French Cavs actually everywhere. Oh, that tree's in the way. A Russian general, I believe, has been killed. Standers. And I believe that will be the end of that Russia, pretty much. It is going to be just the UK here defending this flank, defending this hill. I don't think he even has the two-pointer. I think the French are actually going to win this, guys. Obviously, you have the coalition coming up. And maybe they're so fresh, maybe they can actually do something about this battle. They're the only ones that will be able to truly do anything. I'm hopeful, though. I'm hopeful they will make a move.
Bien reçu. Ordre bien reçu.
But they're gonna prep for a, I'm assuming, Austrian attack here. Let's skip ahead a little bit and let's see what they end up doing here. The UK are still very much alive. If anything, he'll actually be a thorn in the British and the French side once Austria gets into the fight. Now, hopefully, I'm not sure if Austria's army is very good in melee, but France would be trying to catch them in the town and melee them so they can't be just shooting. We'll find out pretty quick here what they're going to do. Now, I do know that this Austrian army had some grenadiers, which you can see right there on the flank. All right, now it looks like we're getting in position here. France is actually probably resting up their troops, just going to wait their time. Just wait for the enemy to come to them, and then unleash.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
Oh. Rip. There he is. Staring up at the sky. Arms up in the air like he don't care. Well, it could be either one of those guys, I guess. Even could be this guy. Who knows? All I know is that's unfortunate for the French. They've taken that LOC too, so, I mean, the coalition are bringing this back. I may have been wrong. I may have been wrong. We'll see what the Austrians do here. Got another charge, actually, that seems to go quite well. We'll see if they can break the French. Now, there's a general nearby, so that may not actually work. Oh, no. Grenadiers going in again. Full-on melee. Let's see if Austria can make it. Ooh, that was a nice volley, though. It depleted Austria's numbers, but I don't know if it's enough. The cavalry broke this infantry. Now they're probably, yeah, they're tired. We'll see if they can make it. There is a 12-pounder pushing up as well. Man, the cavalry coming in, and the mass route starts going. Russia has one unit left, and we may actually have a turn of events. I think the coalition actually are going to take this one. Barely, but they will. I think they will. That Austria being saved till last actually helped out a bunch. stabbed. Trying to see if there's any French force left here. I do believe they have one LOC here, but I don't know if it's going to make any difference. It's just going to move away. What I'll do, if nothing happens else, guys, I'll skip to the end so we can see the results of this battle. Alright, we got one more LOC that needs to be taken for them to claim LOC victory. It's this two-pointer that these Grenadiers are going into. Now, these guys are tired, so I don't know how wise this is. But they're going to charge in. Look at this Grenadier at the door. He's like, you shan't pass. I mean, he's probably going to die instantly. Or not. Oh, he gets knocked back. Knocks back a fellow friend. Get up. Fight. Oh, he dies. This guy's actually holding off quite well. France's actually doing quite a good job. Alright, well that does decide it now. LOC wise, it's over. They got 4. Well, I guess they don't got the two-pointer, but they got 4 LOCs total so far, and there's only 3 left on the field. So, like I said, unless France counterattacks here, I'm just gonna once again skip to the end so we can see the results. Alright guys, so that was the game. This was set in by TT Ross playing as the UK. You can see the kills. He got some good kills with his cavalry and light infantry as well. But looking at this build, this was definitely a light infantry with heavy cav support build, and it worked. It did a good job. And the way you can see is here's the results. So on the coalition side, you have Gabina as the Austria, 1198 for the kills. You have Arpentan as the Russia, 870. Stanners with 1237 as the other Russian. Then TT Ross with 1387 for the kills. You can see definitely a very small army, but hey, it worked out quite well for him. Other side, you have Drogo Staff, 10-point France, 864 for the kills. 60 as the 8 France with 924. You have Albert, 9 France with 1242. In Melkor, 10 France, Espana with 1207. Some pretty good plays on both sides. France almost had it. Yeah, that counterattack at the very, very end made me really think that actually the coalition was going to lose. But then Austria came in, thankfully, with a pretty fresh army. And, yeah, they took the field. So, anyway, guys, that'll be it for me today. Thank you all so much for joining me. You have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. And as always, I will catch you all in another video.